This is not financial advice, not legal advice for entertainment, educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. That being said, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that YouTube algorithm stuff, so you get the videos I put them out. See what I'm thinking, see I'm analyzing that data. Like I tell every day, the data they release us is false. I'm going to give us a false narrative to market so we can make bad trading decisions. Listen, the banks control the politicians, okay? The banks control the politicians. The banks are in trouble. The regulators, the banking regulators, want to put in new capital requirements for the banks that would require them to have more money on hand. And you know what that does? That protects us. That protects retail investors. That protects the banks from only having 1% of their capital in the bank. So if there's any financial insecurity, they go down really fast. But here's the thing. You got 39 Senate Republicans who signed a letter and sent it to the banking regulators, telling the banking regulators not to increase the capital requirements on the banks. And you know why? Because the banks don't have the money. They don't have the money to meet those capital requirements. The banks have mismanaged all our deposits, made bad loans. They have non-performing loans. The banks are in trouble. And I'm not just talking to regional banks. I'm talking about Chase. I'm talking about Wells Fargo. I'm talking about Bank of America. I'm talking about Citigroup. They're in trouble. And these new capital requirements, which is meant to protect the banks and protect retail investors and depositors if there's financial insecurity, and the banks don't want that capital requirement put in place. And the only reason they don't want it put in place because they don't have the money to meet those capital requirements. So what do? They make some, I don't want to say bribes, they make some donations. They make some donations to these politicians. They probably had Zoom meetings or however they do it. And now 39 Republican senators are telling the banking regulators that they should protect the banks more than protect their constituents. Tell me how that makes sense. Tell me how that makes sense. Obviously, based on all the banks that failed since the beginning of the year, the banking regulators know that the banks do not have enough collateral on hand, and in order for the banks to be more stable, they need to have more capital on hand. But the bank talked to their politician buddies, and these 39 guys are trying, well, I don't know if this guy or girls, 39 Republicans are trying to get the bank regulators not to implement these capital requirements. This is very dangerous for our country, very dangerous for retail investors, but nobody cares. Nobody cares if we lose money. They only care about the 1%. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think these 39 Republicans are writing this letter because they are being influenced by the big banks? Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.